Every January, millions of people make the same promise. This year will be different. This is the year they'll finally become disciplined. They buy the planner, download the habit tracker, join the gym, set ambitious goals, watch motivational videos, and for a little while, everything feels possible. They wake up early, eat healthier, cross tasks off their list. They finally feel like they're becoming the person they've always wanted to be. Then, life happens. Work gets busy. The alarm rings, but they hit snooze. One workout becomes a missed week. One unhealthy meal becomes an excuse. The planner sits unopened. The habit tracker is forgotten. And slowly, the excitement that once felt so powerful begins to disappear. Eventually, they arrive at the same painful conclusion. Maybe I'm just not disciplined enough. Maybe consistency just isn't who I am. But what if that's the biggest lie you've ever believed? What if consistency doesn't feel impossible because you're lazy, or because you lack willpower, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do? Welcome back to Healthy Mind Space TV. I'm Mike Grant. Take a deep breath. You're exactly where you need to be. Let's train your mind. Because today, we're going beyond motivation. We're going beyond productivity hacks. We're going to uncover the psychology behind consistency. And once you understand what's really happening inside your brain, you'll never look at discipline the same way again. Imagine walking through a forest thousands of years ago. Food was uncertain. Shelter wasn't guaranteed. Every calorie mattered. Every decision carried risk. Back then, survival didn't belong to the strongest. It belonged to the most efficient. The humans who wasted energy unnecessarily didn't survive for very long. But the ones who conserved their energy, who avoided unnecessary effort, who developed routines that reduced mental work, were more likely to live long enough to pass on their genes. Now here's what's fascinating. Your brain today is almost the same brain your ancestors had. It still follows one ancient rule: protect energy whenever possible. That's why your brain is constantly searching for shortcuts. It turns repeated behaviors into habits, not because habits are always good, but because habits require less energy. Think about driving home after work. Have you ever arrived in your driveway, barely remembering the journey? That's your brain running on autopilot. It isn't paying attention to every turn anymore, because it doesn't have to. It has learned the pattern. The same thing happens with your daily behaviors. Checking your phone, watching television, scrolling social media, grabbing a snack when you're stressed, even the way you speak to yourself. Over time, those behaviors become automatic. And once something becomes automatic, your brain protects it, whether it's helping you or hurting you. That's why changing a habit feels uncomfortable. You're asking your brain to abandon an efficient pathway and build an entirely new one. That requires energy, attention, focus. And your brain naturally resists, not because it's trying to sabotage your future, but because it's trying to protect your resources. The problem is, the world your brain evolved for no longer exists. Thousands of years ago, saving energy increased your chances of survival. Today, growth requires something very different. Learning, practicing, building, reading, creating, exercising, having difficult conversations, doing the very things your brain naturally wants to postpone. Suddenly, consistency starts making a lot more sense. You're not fighting laziness. You're fighting millions of years of programming. And understanding that changes everything. Because once you stop blaming yourself, you can finally start designing a system your brain actually wants to follow. Now let's talk about motivation, because this is where almost everyone gets trapped. Think back to the last time you felt incredibly motivated. Maybe it was New Year's Day, a birthday, a Monday morning, or after watching an inspiring video. For a moment, everything seemed possible. You believed this time would be different. But motivation has one fatal flaw. It feels permanent, when it's actually temporary. Psychologists often describe motivation as an emotional state, and emotions, by their very nature, rise and fall. Some mornings you wake up energized. Other mornings, you don't even want to get out of bed. That's not failure. That's biology. The mistake most people make is building their habits on top of a feeling that's guaranteed to change. Imagine trying to build a house on shifting sand, no matter how beautiful the house is. Eventually, the foundation gives way. Motivation is the spark, but it was never meant to be the fuel. So if motivation isn't the answer, what is? That's where the story begins to change. Motivation starts you. Systems keep you going. The story is about to change. Picture someone who's been exercising consistently for 3 weeks. Then one morning, they oversleep. They miss a workout. Nothing unusual. Life happens. But something interesting happens next. Their inner voice changes. I blew it. There goes my streak. I'll start again on Monday. Sound familiar? Notice what happened. The missed workout wasn't the real problem. The story they told themselves about the missed workout was, one mistake became an identity. One missed day became permission to quit. Psychologists call this the what the hell effect. Once people believe they've already failed, they're more likely to abandon the goal completely. It's why one cookie turns into an entire cheat day, why one skipped workout becomes 2 weeks, why one missed morning routine convinces you to wait until next month. But the most consistent people think differently. They have a simple rule: never miss twice. Missing once is an event. Missing twice is the beginning of a new pattern. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. You didn't become good because you never fell. You became good because every time you fell, you climbed back on. Consistency works exactly the same way. The goal was never perfection. Perfection is fragile. One mistake shatters it. Consistency is resilient. It bends, it stumbles, it pauses, but it returns again and again and again. Because every time you return, you're teaching your brain something far more important than success. You're teaching it that setbacks are temporary, that one bad day doesn't define you, that progress isn't measured by perfect streaks, but by your willingness to keep coming back. And something remarkable begins to happen. Each return strengthens a part of you that has nothing to do with motivation. It strengthens trust. Trust that you'll show up. Trust that your word means something. Trust that even when life gets messy, you won't abandon yourself. And that kind of trust changes everything. Keep coming back. Consistency is the comeback. By now, you might be thinking, if consistency isn't built on motivation, and it isn't destroyed by failure, then what actually creates lasting change? The answer isn't another productivity hack. It isn't another morning routine. It's something much deeper. Because the people who stay consistent don't just change their habits. They change the way they see themselves. So here's what I hope you'll remember. Consistency doesn't belong to people who never struggle. It belongs to people who understand how their minds work. Your brain isn't trying to stop you from succeeding. It's trying to protect you. It prefers what's familiar. It conserves energy. It follows the path of least resistance. But now, you know something most people never learn. You don't have to fight your brain. You have to work with it. Build systems instead of relying on motivation. Reduce unnecessary decisions. Celebrate small wins. Protect the trust you build with yourself. And when life knocks you off course, don't waste time waiting for Monday. Don't convince yourself you failed. Simply come back. Because consistency isn't measured by how long you stay perfect. It's measured by how quickly you return. Every time you come back, you cast another vote for the person you're becoming. And eventually, those small, ordinary choices become an extraordinary life. I'd love to hear from you. What's the one habit you're committed to returning to this week? Share it in the comments below. Your answer might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If this video helped you understand why consistency feels so difficult, the next step is learning how to make it easier. I recommend watching The Secret System for Consistency That Nobody Talks About. In that video, I break down the practical system that helps remove friction, build momentum, and stay consistent, even on the days when motivation disappears. I'll link it on the screen and in the description. I'll meet you there. If this message spoke to you today, please like, share, and subscribe to Healthy Mind Space TV for more science-backed mindset strategies, powerful motivation, and practical self-discipline systems that help you break mental limitations and create lasting transformation. I'm Mike Grant, and this is Healthy Mind Space TV. I'll see you in the next one. One step at a time, one decision at a time, one thought at a time.